On May 10, 1940, began the Battle of Maastricht. It was one of the first engagements of the German campaign on the Western Front during World War II. Situated at a crucial strategic crossroads, Maastricht held immense value for both the Dutch defenders and the advancing German forces. Control of the city would allow the Germans to secure vital bridges over the River Maas, paving the way for a direct advance into Belgium and France, while facilitating the capture of the formidable Belgian fortress of Eben-Emael. The Germans, aware of the importance of these bridges, devised a plan to seize them intact. They dispatched operatives disguised as civilians to sabotage the demolition charges set by the Dutch. However, their covert efforts were quickly uncovered. Dutch security forces arrested the infiltrators, and when some attempted to flee, they were shot. Despite this setback, the Germans remained determined to take the city and its infrastructure. North of Maastricht, at the Borgharen sluice complex, a small Dutch garrison stood ready with a nearby machine gun casemate to support the defense. In the early morning hours, German reconnaissance troops approached the Eastern Guard post on motorcycles. When ordered to halt, 4 of them were captured, while 2 managed to escape. Recognizing the inevitability of a larger attack, the Dutch lieutenant on duty ordered his men to stay on high alert. Soon after, additional German forces appeared. As they neared within 50 meters, the Dutch defenders unleashed a withering barrage from machine guns and rifles, temporarily halting the enemy's advance. However, as German reinforcements poured in, the Dutch defenders found themselves overwhelmed. Under intensifying fire, they attempted a tactical withdrawal toward the sluice. While some defenders held their ground, those guarding the southeastern sector, Maastricht's northern entrance, were forced to retreat when their machine gun malfunctioned. This breach allowed German forces to push deeper into the city's defenses. Meanwhile, the 4th Panzer Division encountered unexpected resistance near Gulpen, delaying their advance for several hours. Another German column, approaching from the south, met less opposition and arrived at the outer defenses of Maastricht at Heugem, where Dutch troops had sealed and locked the barricades. Once the outer defenses were penetrated, the Dutch command ordered a withdrawal across the Maas. With the Germans pushing forward, a rearguard force was tasked with delaying them. The defenders managed to destroy 2 armored cars, blocking the road for the remaining German vehicles. As enemy infantry closed in, the Dutch commanding sergeant ordered a controlled retreat, successfully reaching the west bank of the Maas, regrouping for a last stand. At this point, only the railway bridge remained intact, a vital crossing that the Germans desperately sought to secure for their tanks. However, it was defended only by 35 Dutch soldiers. As the Germans surged forward, the Dutch fought fiercely, inflicting casualties before being forced to withdraw. As the Germans began to cross the bridge, the Dutch detonated the charges, sending the structure plunging into the river. With all major crossings destroyed, the focus now was holding off the Germans for as long as possible. Despite the destruction of the bridges, scattered Dutch units continued to launch sporadic attacks on the Germans. Snipers took positions in bridge towers, targeting German troops attempting to establish a foothold. When the enemy deployed an anti-tank gun near the St. Servaasbrug bridge, the Dutch marksmen swiftly eliminated the crew. A second German crew suffered a similar fate. Attempts to cross the river in rubber boats were met with relentless gunfire, forcing the Germans to retreat from this section of the city. At the destroyed railway bridge, the heaviest fighting took place. What remained of the German squad that had tried to take the bridge was soon reinforced by the main German force. 2 armored cars tried to approach the east bank, but were destroyed by 2 anti-tank rifles, followed quickly by a light tank. The German losses were high, but as 3 more armored vehicles arrived, the situation grew dire. With mounting casualties and dwindling ammunition, along with one of the 2 anti-tank rifles being destroyed, the Dutch situation became untenable. At headquarters, Dutch officers assessed the grim reality. Earlier that morning, they had captured German battle plans from a prisoner, revealing the full scale of the invasion. The documents confirmed that an entire German tank division was bearing down on southern Limburg. With only 2 understrength companies remaining, devoid of anti-tank weaponry or artillery, there was little hope of further resistance. Given Maastricht's historic and cultural significance, Territorial Commander Lieutenant Colonel Govers made the difficult decision to surrender rather than risk the city's destruction. For the battle, the Dutch lost 2 officers, 7 NCOs, 38 corporals and soldiers killed. The Germans suffered 186 men killed, at least 9 tanks and armored vehicles lost, along with 10 aircraft either shot down or crashed. The material losses for the Germans include those at Maastricht and the Zuid-Limburg region. Though Maastricht had fallen, the Dutch defenders had done their duty, delaying the German advance and destroying the bridges they had sworn to protect. The resistance they offered, however brief, stood as a testament to their determination in the face of overwhelming odds.